do to be a business owner? What's the criteria? So we have, just like every other stage, there's a checklist and there's a sales criteria, but it's more about if you think you're ready to run a business, then you can just do it. So you probably want to have, we have like a goal for savings. So if you're going to open a company, let's say Santos is ready to open his business, he might go, okay, where am I going to run the business? What am I going to be doing? Is it going to be in Auckland doing the same thing? Or am I going to be trying to expand to a different city? Or like it might be Christchurch with Phil or Wellington, for example. And then you're thinking about like how much is it going to cost to run my business there? It's actually cheaper to run businesses not in Auckland. It's Auckland's fucking expensive. And then you've got to work out your average costs and how many people you need on your team to actually make profit running a company. So if you've got a team as a team leader and you've got like 13, 14 guys, which a lot of I can give you a handful of guys that are doing that right now. So we've got, Henade's got 19 guys on his team, Jesse has 15, Leighton has 11, Abe, who was just there, has 8, Lana at the moment has 7, Phil down in Christchurch is running a business, but a bit different, Blue has 6, so all of those guys are probably like, could run a business theoretically. So they're just got to get to the point where they work out the profit from their team sales. And like, is that enough to run a company? And would I make more money running a business or being a team leader? And the only thing is really the risk factor, right? Like you've seen how badly businesses can be run. You've seen businesses that are struggling firsthand. So just for you guys, for context, Connor's worked in Hospo and he's kind of run businesses for people that have been, I don't know if it's like going under or just kind of just surviving, like.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
And just badly managed, badly run financially and.
So what do you reckon the reason for them, like, suffering was?
A lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Bad choice of staff, not including me.
The wrong
financial decisions like racking up debt.
Yeah.
COVID happened.
Yeah.
Bills, huge bills, like cleaning bills for leaving certain buildings in the wrong condition. A whole bunch of stuff piled up.
Stressful, right?
Yeah.
And some people aren't cut out to be business owners. Like potentially some of the businesses that you worked for, the business owners weren't meant to be business owners, or they probably were. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they got a bit ahead of themselves financially. Maybe they withdrew too much cash from the business and paid themselves and lived at lush for a bit, right? And didn't save for a rainy day and weren't able to get through things like COVID, And that's the case with a lot of companies. And even right now, man, the economy is fucking pretty bad. And still, a lot of businesses are really struggling. A lot of companies are laying people off. So you have to be pretty confident. It's probably one thing that you can do it, So I would say if I was you and I was like, could I run a business? I probably have to have my team at a certain level where they're making a profit that I think I need as a company for a certain amount of time consistently, right? Like to prove to myself. So I'd get to team leader and I'd go, where would I open a business? Would it be in Auckland? Cool. So you might go, Manny, you want to run a business in Auckland? We'll figure out the what and stuff later. What are we going to sell? It might be HelloFresh, might be fucking still in charities, might want to do. You don't want to do door to door because we could do reds, man. You can walk around in the fucking thunderstorm and doing reds, knocking on doors if you want. Some people actually like it though, and that's a whole other expansion opportunity if someone does want to do it. And let's say you're like, we'll figure that out later, but it's going to cost me $3,000 a week for, we talked about the $8,000 and $6,000 gross profit for Nick. It's going to cost me say $3,000 a week just to run my business, right? So 6K would be 6 minus 3 equals 3. 3 times 50 weeks is 150 grand in net profit. You're like, okay, that's not too bad, cool. So then I need to get to 6K. So how many sales is that? If you work out the average gross profit per sale. So we worked it out as what was 120? Yeah, 120 times 50 bucks a sale. So a business owner makes 50 bucks a sale versus a team leader making 10. So it's like 5 times more, right? But a team leader doesn't have to pay expenses. So you probably just want to work out
what are the expenses?
Rent, cleaning, all that stuff. Biggest expense is actually paying yourself as a managing director. So if you didn't take a salary, if you didn't need to, and you still did sales in the field like Manny does, make a lot of money in your business. So most business owners are the biggest liability to their own company because they pay themselves too much. That's why that's why once people get it rolling and they've got lots of different companies, like if you look at like Richard Branson, Elon Musk, like guys who are like crazy entrepreneurs, like Elon Musk never takes money from his own business. He never pays himself from his own business. He doesn't need to. But if he did, it'd just be wasting money, right? He's like, why would I pay myself that? You know? Like, so, but the reality is a lot of us smaller business owners, like in New Zealand, like just need to that's how we survive. So, yeah, I don't know, it's a bit of a complex answer, but if you wanted to get to running a business, you probably need to be at the point where your team's doing 120 sales a week consistently, because then you'd be able to prove that if you were a company, you'd be able to open up and make money. And that's just to make 150 grand a year. That's not huge, it's alright. But you probably want to be trying to hit 8K, which is, what was it? Oh, that's 200 sales a week. So you're like, could my team do 120 sales a week? Yeah. Could my team do 200? Maybe. But you know, if you're doing 200 is a lot, but let's say Manny's only 29. If he's doing, he might not be able to hit 200 sales a week yet as a business, but I reckon he'll get there, and he'll probably get there in the next few years. So he'll still be like in his early 30s, and then he'll be able to make 8K gross profit a week. So then he'll be able to make 250K net profit. $250,000 is pretty good for early 30s, you know. And he can choose how much of that he pays himself and how much he keeps in the business. If he pay himself all of it, then he makes $250,000 a year.
How much is that for gross profit? You're making 250.
So you probably need to make about 8K in gross profit, which is 400K. So you make about 400K. I do the math. What's 250 out of 400 is probably just over half, right? So almost 60%. So you're probably 40%. Your expenses are about 40%.
Yeah.
Your margin, yeah. So it'd be pretty good. Even if he's, he wouldn't be crying. He's making 200 to 250K a year. Yeah. But it's a lot of work running a business. You know, he actually ran my company in Tauranga for over a year as a satellite, just like Phil's doing in Christchurch, before he decided he wanted to open up. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but he was a team leader. Like he was asking that kind of question, like how do I know if I'm ready to run a business? And that's why we have satellite team leader as an option, which is like between team leader and managing director. So you can kind of like test the waters by yourself with a team, but the business owner covers all the costs. So Shane's done that with Phil in Christchurch right now. Shane's paying all the bills. Phil's just picking up team incentives. But once Phil opens up his own business, Phil will get that full profit, but he's also got the full risk. He's got all the bills to pay and the lease. The lease is your biggest expense.
Yeah.
It's like your rent, right? Paying your rent. Yeah. But depending on what kind of building, what kind of location, it could be a bit more or less. Yeah. But in general, this business is quite a low expense, high cash flow business. Like it's week to week, we get paid every week. It's not like in construction and you got to finish a 6-month project and then you're going to make $6 million. But until then, you got no money. That's why we get week to week cash. So, yeah, cool. So I just want to go through this advancement criteria with you guys real quick, and you can take some notes on it, all that kind of stuff if you want. So the old school one, which is in the book, is a bit outdated. We need to update this with the newer one, but you guys are doing something similar to this one here. You guys all seen that one there? You guys seen that? Cool. So we'll take some notes on this stuff and then I'll just check that. I think this is actually the updated one. It's actually good. Oh, it's not quite the same. So basically there's, I'll go through each of these layers and talk about how you can make income for each one. And you can take notes on that because what I'm going to teach you now is more accurate than this. So if this is going to be your thing, that if you're teaching a new person the advancement criteria, you're going to run it off your notes here. So make sure you take some good notes. So the first stage is just ICA, which is independent commission agent, which is when you're brand new. And we kind of said the target should be 6 to 8 sales. Cool? Pretty realistic? Santos, how much did you do in week 1? 10?
After tax?
No, how much did you do sales?
10.
Yeah, how many sales did you do week 1? 9? Cool. So achievable to do 6 to 8 sales. Cool. That's the target. Cool. and then all you're doing is learning the basics of sales. And how long are you an ICA before you become a new leader, which is the next step? Yeah, how long does it take? What's the criteria for new leader? What's the next stage there?
10 sales.
Yeah, 10 if you're in the
Mm.
10 sales in the city,
Yeah. 12 in the roadie.
12 sales already, right? We don't make it too much higher. Cool. Let's stick it to that level there. And then what are you doing? You're kind of building on your sales skill set. Cool. Okay, and then you're going to make commissions here as well. I'd say this one should only really be if you can't advance someone to be able to hit new leader in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks max, probably aren't really cut out for a long term. Cool. So if someone can do it in the first 2 weeks, that's awesome. If someone does it in week 1, that's awesome too, but they probably had quite a bit of help from the leader that was with them in the field. Not that many people can go out and like be self-sufficient boom after like a few days. They still need quite a little bit of support with iPad and closing and stuff like that. And then the other part of these is you plus Prezi card, right? You guys get what the Prezi card targets are?
Mhm.
What's the first one?
40 sales.
Okay, so in your first 4 weeks, which is probably going to span these two, 40 sales, how much you get?
$400.
Cool. Sweet. So important to know. Make sure you track where you're at with your first 4 weeks. And then your second 4 weeks, you're probably getting closer to that sales coach level anyways. It might overlap the sales leader level. Okay, so sales leader here. What do you have to do as a sales leader?
12 sales in the city or 15
Nice. There he is. How do you know that?
Oh, because I just got it.
Oh, there he is. Okay, 15 sales already. So make sure you guys write these down so you know them for sure. I think it's on the wall out there anyway, but still good for you to have. Cool. Okay, and then you're probably up to the second 4 weeks now with the Prezi card. Yep. Second lot of 4 weeks. So weeks 5, 6, 7, 8. How many sales do you need to do?
What's that? Oh,
The second lot of 4 weeks.
50 sales for $500.
Yeah, we need to know this because this is what we want to be. The main thing for a brand new person is understanding the first few levels, right? It's good to talk about sales, coach, and team lead and all that shit as well, but the first few levels are the ones that are closest to them. So they need to know the 40 sales, the 50 sales. If you do 39 sales, you don't get a Prezi card. If you do 49 sales, you still only get the 400. But if you do 50 in the first 4 weeks, what do you reckon we might do? We'll definitely pay the 50, pay the 500. Cool. Do you reckon we'd reward a person for being good? Yes. Cool. Okay. What else as a sales leader? It's just more probably mentality, building mentality skills, continuing your sales, and more advanced sales, I'd say. Cool. Okay, cool. And there's a whole bunch of stuff on the wall for your checklist. You guys, the checklist to tick off. There's topics to do there. Okay. Next one's call leader. What do you have to do for call leader, Santos?
15 to 20 sales.
Nice. 15 sales city.
Yeah.
Is it 20 already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Nice.
That's nice.
Okay, cool. And then you're going to get the third, you're probably up to the third part of the 4 weeks. You guys get what I mean by that? It's just like every 4 weeks is the next layer.
Mhm.
Cool. What's your goal for the third lot of the 4 weeks.
60 sales.
This one here actually is sales lead is actually 50. This is actually the goal is 50 in 4 weeks for sales leader, more than it is 12. So it's more about consistency than anything else. So with advanced people want to hit 12. You really want that 50 is like the essential part there. Because 50 across 4 weeks is 12 and a half a week anyway. So you do like 12, 15, 11, 12. Do you know what I mean? Across the 4 weeks you do 50 sales. This one's 60 sales. So 15, and this is like you want to be hitting this weekly. It's not just like you hit it once. I'm a sales leader now. I did 12. Now I'm just going to do 8 again. You know, you got to be hitting it consistently. Cool. Otherwise you're going to miss the incentives. What do you get for 60, 600? Cool. We don't stop paying these out, by the way. So if your goal was 50 and you did 70, give you $700 for the incentive. Yeah. You guys know Jerome from Impulse?
Yeah.
Do you know how many sales did last month? 80. Did 120. Averaged 30 a week. Averaged 30 a week.
Yeah.
So he goes on all the roadies.
Yeah, he's done a few. I don't think he's done every week already though. So yeah, go and talk to him because I don't think I'm pretty sure no one's done that this year yet in charities, except for.
He's always
Is that
getting
cancer?
off.
Yeah, Cancer Society, yeah. But he's doing way more than the rest of the guys. So it's not like, because sometimes you think it's campaign related.
Yeah.
But he's doing way more than the other good guys in the team. They've got Lily as well, she's an absolute weapon.
Yeah.
You guys know Lily? Have you met Lily?
Yeah.
She's been averaging about 20, 22 a week. So
Even Miami's doing good.
yeah, so Lily's doing like 80 to 90 every 4 weeks, which is huge anyway. But then Jerome's at 120, so just leagues ahead of everyone else. Yeah. So definitely get around that guy, ask him some questions and tips, and what's working for him, because it's all about like who's hot in the moment, what can they offer. Okay, cool. So easy, and then obviously you're just strengthening your skills and you're working your way up towards probably becoming a bit more of a sales coach. So you're developing some skills. People management, MGMT, there we go. Cool, and then after core leader is what? Sales coach. Okay, so the reason we do these Prezi cards, guys, is because we want to like lure people in to performing higher and then rewarding them for it. So it's a win-win, because if you guys do more sales and perform higher, you get paid for those sales anyway, and then you get a Prezi card on top of that. It's a pretty good incentive. Cool. But the other reason is when you get to the level of core leader, you're probably going to start training people from time to time, and they might not even be on your team, or you might have one person on your team, and you're not really getting like a team incentive for training that one person. So that's why we have those Prezi card things there. Because Connor might go like, I've got one person on my team, but I'm not going to be a sales coach for a little while. So why would I put effort into training that person for not a lot of reward? Like, well, that's why we give you $600 Prezi card. Yeah. So you want to be hunting that, but then the reward from going from 1 to 2 is that team incentive, which is usually the equivalent of about $200 a week, which is 10 grand a year. It's a pretty big jump in your pay if you're hitting that consistently. Cool. So sales coach, you need to do a minimum of 12 sales a week. Okay, so it's not quite the level of that one. You want to try and maintain that if you can, though, doing 15 a week yourself. The more sales you do as the team leader, the sales coach or team leader, the better your team's going to perform. If Connor's a sales coach and he's doing minimum 12, scraping by, his guys on his team probably going to do 8 to 10 to 12 anyway. But if he's doing 20 or 16, his guys will do like 12 to 15. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if he goes and sets the pace, it's far more important than putting a lot of effort into like coaching and training. So there's two ways of teaching. One is like feeding them, one is showing them the way, you know? It's like that, teach a man to fish versus, what's the old quote? No, it's like a Bible quote. You all know it?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime, is that it?
That's it.
Let's go. Okay, so you could like, if Matthew's on my team and I'm like taking him out and he's new, I could do a couple sales for him, right? I'm giving him fish. That's all good. But then it's probably the detriment of my own sales. But if I just go and set the pace and show him how to do it, more than just telling him, he'll learn that way and he'll be able to do it himself as well. So people learn through examples, same as like you copy the shit your parents taught you, right? Like, usually. If your parents ever say, do as I say, not as I do, it's probably because they weren't doing the right thing, right? Cool. Okay, so sales coach is going to be just hitting that team incentive, which is 35 sales as a team per week. And you have to do that 2 weeks in a row. And then you also have to do 12 sales per week personal. Cool? So the reason you have to do it 2 weeks in a row, Andre wasn't here for the leaders meeting, but you guys were kind of talking about the push weeks, like when your team's already pushing, is because it's kind of shit for you. If your team pushes to hit it, and then you get advanced, you get that little incentive, like sweet, I got my $200 or 175 depending on the sales, and the next week you missed it anyway because everyone's eased off. So if you only had 2 people in your team, you need to have 2 direct new leaders, by the way, so 2 direct new leaders. So let's say, I don't know if you guys know a guy called Matthew sitting in this room. Yeah, this guy Matthew has been doing pretty well in sales lately. He's been setting the pace, doing a lot of sales. And he's got this guy on his team called Santos. And he's got this guy on his team called Andre. And if he can get them both a new leader and do 35 sales 2 weeks in a row, then he gets the sales coach officially. Cool? But if he goes out and does like, maybe they set the pace, he does like 20 that week, and then he goes on a road trip with one of them, Andre goes on roadie with him, and Andre does 15, and then Santos stays in the city and does 12, like 47 sales. It's pretty good. You got like 200 something from that. What's 47 times 5? Like 235. But then the next week, he doesn't set the pace, doesn't go on a road trip, and everyone does like 10 each. Or he does 12, and everyone else does, you guys do 10. What's 12, 22, 32? So he misses the target. Not that motivated, right? So you probably need to have an extra person on the team, or you need to have your team at a higher level. That's why it's 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But the disclaimer is if you just hit it one time, you still get the incentive, you still get paid.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you need to have 2 directs to get the incentive?
Yes. Yeah. So otherwise, if say like Santos is training someone, and Andre doesn't exist at this stage,
Matthew doesn't get the incentive.
he shouldn't really get the incentive because Santos is doing as much work as he is, right? So he needs to hustle and get that extra person. Cool. So you want to try and build your team around you as much as you can. But also, he's trying to help Santos grow his team because it still helps his team as well. So it's like a win-win. Yeah. But yeah, good question. So then it's just $5 a sale, okay? So you're getting your incentives from all these, obviously, all of these is the same with winning commissions. Plus Prezi. Cool, over here. Bonus plus Prezi.
Yeah.
And then this one is commissions plus Prezi plus $5 per team sale. And it's usually about 200 a week, 10K per year. Cool. But you might not hit it every single week, so that's why it depends on your team size so much. So if you have just the 2 guys, so let's say we're going back to this first example, so Matthew's got Andre and Santos, but no one else at the moment, he will get advanced to sales coach with those 2. Eventually the 3 of them will hit 35 sales 2 weeks in a row. Cool, because they're pretty good sales. You 3 are pretty good sales. Yeah, you'll hit it. So then Matthew will get advanced to sales coach. Cool. But he won't hit that every single week with 3 of you guys, because one of you might be, let's use this week as an example. Andre can't work later in the week, he's got a fight on. So Matthew's team probably couldn't do 35 sales with Andre only working half a week and just you and Santos. You might be able to do it, you might be fucking on the weekend hustling, all that kind of shit, doing the extra miles, but really you just need 1 or 2 more people to guarantee it every week.
Mm-hmm.
And you guarantee it every week, then this is going to happen. Cool?
So how does Matthew get more people?
Good question. What would you do as a business owner to give people to different people on their team? If I was choosing between you guys, who am I going to get to train and coach people? How would I make that decision? So if you guys are all, say, just with OTM for argument's sake,
Mhm.
all 4 of you in the same company with my business, and I've got recruitment that I'm trying to grow my business with, who am I going to choose? Who I give those new people to?
Sales.
Well, Matthew, obviously,
Why? To answer your own question.
because he needs. That's. I don't know.
He's got to earn it though. How does he earn it?
For making a lot of sales.
A lot of sales, cool.
Yeah.
And then quality, the right type of sales. Because if he has shit quality, but he's doing high volume,
Yeah.
what's he going to teach people he trains?
Sure.
Shit quality, high volume. So then I've got a fucking team of shit quality, high volume people. So luckily I don't worry. But if I did, I'd be like, fuck, now I've got 3 people with the same problem. So I've got to make sure that Matthew's doing the right thing in the field. His customer service is good. He's not getting like issues with complaints, or also his habits are good. So he's like working properly, he's out there hustling, he's consistent, he's in every day, you know, he's teaching the right things. Whereas like if someone was like, I just heard they're being lazy, or, you know, changing setups, or like saying a site's not good enough, just going to pitch something without even telling me, just things like that. It's like doing things that are kind of like sneaky, not letting me know. I'm not really going to trust that person with my business, right? With training a new person. So that's how it works. So we play favourites. That's how it goes, right? It's a competitive game. So whoever's doing the best and has the right traits will get the recruitment and growth. Cool. The other thing though, the reason Chase did so well is Chase actually paid for his own ad that he put on Seek. So we recruit through Seek, like usually, to grow the business. All of you guys would probably apply for Seek. Chase actually paid his own money, like $250, to put his own ad up for DriverCo. And that means that everyone that came through and applied for that ad, if we ended up actually starting those people, went on Chase's team. So he actually invested his own money to grow his team faster. You don't have to do that. That's just the way some people like to do it. Some people like to personally recruit as well. So like they might know a friend that they think could be pretty good at sales and bring them into the business, and then that person will go on their team. So it's just fast tracks your growth of your team. And we pay you more for that. We're like, hey, well done, here's an extra $5 a sale. Cool. So you might go like, fuck, I'm going to compete with Blue, Chase, all these guys. How do I get recruitment to get a sales coach? You got to either outperform them, outwork them, have better traits and habits, or personally recruit, do it yourself. You know. So you know how you got your friend in for that appointment?
Yeah.
Like if you had 5 more of those, you might get 1 or 2 of them that are good that start, and then you're a sales coach, just like that, you know. But it's another set of, like, building a team is another set of law of averages. You know, like it's like when you're in the field and you've got to talk to a certain amount of people, close a certain amount, sell to a certain amount. When you're starting people in the field, not everyone works out. It's just the reality. Like a few people will come and go, but people have the like a long-term big enough goal or income goal, or they're just stubborn. Like for me, I just didn't want the business to beat me. Like, I'm not fucking leaving. Like, you know, like that bloody Leonardo DiCaprio thing in Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Because we'll have tough times, but if you push through the tough times, I've done this for a long time, 15 years. Every time I've got through the shit, it's been real good on the other side. I don't know what it is, but every time I've got through a really hard time and just fucking persevered, it's got like 10 times better than it even was before the tough time. So if you can just have that mindset, you'll grow, you'll do well. You know? And even just from the first few levels of sales, if you're like fucking struggling to get to that 10, 12, just persevere, just keep putting the work in. Eventually it'll get easy and you'll be hitting 15 plus, and then you'll be doing road trips, you're doing 25 to 30, you're making good income, and then you can worry about the team shit after that, you know. Cool. So that sales coach, it's worth about 10 grand a year. It's a pretty big one. It's a pretty big deal. So yeah, like so you don't automatically get it if you've got 2 new leaders. What do you got to do to get it? You got to have the 2 new leaders, plus you got to do that 2 weeks in a row. So you're getting close.
Yeah, got my hopes up this morning.
Getting close. Yeah, sorry man, it's still a while away. But it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But you know, is it worth it for an extra $200 a week? Fuck yeah, like $200 a week goes a long way. It's probably most of your rent, you know. So sweet, a couple of boxes of beers. Maybe shut the team a little bit after that, mate. Cool. And then the next one after that is team leader. So have you guys got those? I'll go back over here now to the team leader. You got
Yeah,
notes
that's
on
all
that?
good.
Yeah. Okay.
criteria.
That's what she said. Team leader. Okay, team leader. And it's pretty much just double the criteria of sales coach. Cool. So it's 70 sales.
How long did it take Lou to reach team leader?
I don't actually know, man. Lou's in driver coach, so I don't know. That took him a little while. He's like a pretty patient guy. He's probably not the most like urgent person, like as in like he's fucking hustling every day. He's pretty quite relaxed.
Yeah.
But some people do it faster and slower. Chase actually hit team leader like briefly before he went on his holiday for Japan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
He's
he's
sales
like,
coach.
he was knocking on team leader. He was hitting 70.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So he did that in 3 months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
so-
him, James, and what was his name? Connor? I'm not Connor. What the
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
You and who's the other guy?
Ethan?
Nah. What was his name?
Ethan was a bit of a cameo.
The guy with the beard, like
Yeah.
you know who I'm talking about? Eh?
Tennis player. Yeah.
He's the one with the basketball emoji.
Tennis player. Oh no, that's
Basketball.
Basketball player.
He's the basketball emoji for the cell.
Yeah, basketball manager guy.
You know who I'm talking about? Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name, man? Tommy.
Tommy.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy. Yeah, Tommy he did well actually because he started off super shy and
Yeah.
he really came out of the shell and did pretty well. Like I think he got quite far compared to what I thought he would at the start. So yeah. And then now he's going to do some work again, get back to that level. But it's when you go away, it usually will highlight some gaps. So when Chase went away, he wasn't here. He was in Japan, and the team didn't do as well without him,
Yeah.
which is kind of like a credit to him as well. So it's good and bad when the team doesn't do as well when you're not there.
Mhm.
It shows you that you're needed, but also shows you probably need to develop and strengthen the team a bit more.
Yeah.
So, sweet. So, okay, team leader, 70 sales 2 weeks in a row, and what else have we got in there? We need to have, same thing here, 12 sales a week. How many direct leaders do we need to have?
4.
Yes, 4, okay. Four direct new leaders, this is double, cool. But then what else is double is $10 a sale. Per sale. Cool. Which is an extra lots. So this is quite a big jump, yeah? Because it's double the sales volume and double the amount of money per sale, that's a lot more. It's almost 4 times more for the incentive. So a lot of people get to team leader and probably relax, so they don't have the urgency to then get to the next stage, which is okay, because a lot of people are quite young in this business. A lot of people are in their 20s and they're earning an extra 35 grand a year plus about 60k from your own sales, earning pretty much near enough 100 grand a year. In your mid to late 20s, you kind of like get a bit comfortable, I reckon. It's quite a lot of money. So you don't necessarily need more than that. But if you've got big goals and ambition, it's not really about the money. At the end of the day, it's more about the what you can unlock with the next stage, which is when you run a business. Should that unlock a bit of time, freedom, and flexibility, and dictate? You're kind of like your own boss more than anything else, and you are at all these levels, really.
Yeah.
Because if you weren't putting the work in as a team leader, you wouldn't be a team leader.
Mhm.
So the answer to most of these things is just more work, honestly. So it's awesome to want to earn 100 grand a year, but are you willing to sacrifice and put the work in? That's the question for most people. Because a lot of people aren't willing to make that sacrifice, especially at a younger age, like some of the guys that are in their late teens, early 20s, like 22, 23. I don't know if I would have done it if I was at your age, 20. I don't know if I would have been like, I want to be a team leader. But I still want to be like a good salesperson and like 60, 70k, And then maybe after that for 6 months or a year, maybe then you want to be like, oh, maybe I want to be a sales coach, Because you might not have the same ambition when you're younger. I was also pretty shy when I started. I was 24 when I started. So you can do nothing for 4 years, like literally make no money, and then when you're 24, do you have a student loan?
No.
Any debt?
Yeah.
How much?
20,000.
Still be better off than me by 30k. I was minus 50. I was minus
Yeah.
50k student loan, and 24 years old when I started in this business, right? So you can do nothing for 4 years and still be in a better position than I was. It's quite cool, right? Like you've got a lot of time, you know. But also, like I think people that start in the business a little bit older have a bit more of a purpose and a drive. So your disadvantage is probably you don't need to make as much money, you don't have that drive. Whereas like your advantage is you have time. Where if you're older, if you're in your late 20s or early 30s, you've got people in their 40s, they've got a bit more urgency. You know, they have to make money now and they have to get to certain levels, which is their advantage as well. So look at Colonel Sanders, man, he didn't crack it till he was bloody
70.
yeah, I think 60 something, 70
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Annoying in a way, yeah. He was only a millionaire for the last like probably 10, 15 years of his life, but still.
But yeah, his legacy is still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, still see him everywhere. That's pretty good. That's pretty good go-to as well for Dirty KFC. Okay, cool. So go back to this one. That's going to make you quite a lot of income, but you got quite a lot of responsibility too. So if we're still Matthew here, Matthew needs to get busy and get to two other new people.
I found one already.
Who's that?
Oh, me and you, we found one.
In the field?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he has sales experience. He did door-to-door sales for Health Foundation.
Okay, so what's important to realize here is the law of averages. Okay, so you found one. Where is he?
Somewhere in South Auckland.
Okay, when's he coming in?
I gotta talk to you about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what might happen?
He may or may not come in.
Yeah, so you just got to get 10 more of those. You know? I know it sounds easy, but you just fucking have to pump the numbers. It's
Yeah.
like going in the field and you stop one person and you're like, oh, I might get a sale. Well, yeah, but you also might not, right?
Yeah.
But you stop 5, you stop 10, the likelihood goes up.
Yeah.
So it's just a numbers game. So a lot of people get to that point and then the person doesn't come in and then what do? It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, PRing doesn't work. So they stop trying because they're like, oh, it's too hard, it doesn't work. You just need more. It's like going in the field and stopping 3 people and not making a sale and going, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You just need more. So that's really important as well to remember, just to keep going with that.